Mzansi, sanamukela la ku Dijo Le Bophelo on SABC2. This is your favorite show, ngoba it's the only show edila nge-food consciousness nama health issues. Namhlanje is the final episode of the season. Kodwa, we are catching up with viewers who wrote in, bathole impendulo from the show and have now made changes to their lives, as well as laba abanye abaye babukela show bayenza ama decisions wabo to change their lives completely. In the beginning of our series, we met Tony from Rosettenville, who is a gym freak, uthanda kabi exerciser, but he wanted to know what are the dangers of inyama ebovu. So here are some highlights of the questions that he had.
My name is Tony Tali. I'm 35 years of age. Ngihlala Rosettenville. Ngithanda music, umculo, and ngithanda ukujima. I'm very passionate about the gym. I'm very passionate about my health because what happened about 2 years ago, I realized that I was changing. I was getting bigger. Then I started going to the gym and I started enjoying a gymming. Now it's taking me about at least 2 or 3 days a week to go to the gym, and I do weights because of the love of the gym so that I can look even much better than I looked before. Mangbize gymming, I realized that, I need protein for my body to grow, So the best option was for me to go for red meat. So I eat quite a lot of red meat. At least maybe 3-4 times a week for my protein, because I really want to look better. I really want to grow big. But I heard also that there's a lot of dangers in meat, especially red meat. Dijo Le Bophelo, I need to know, what is it that is in red meat that is so harmful? And what can I do? What should I eat as a replacement for my protein? Because I really need that protein.
Umasbuye Itolo will show you highlights and advice that Tony received from our favorite doctor, Dr. Menga. Please join me on Twitter at Dijo Le Bophelo or on Facebook at Dijo Le Bophelo, or email me dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. So we are manje after le kefle lencane. Welcome back. Sisase sonke la ku Dijo Le Bophelo. As we are ending our first season of this wonderful show, we are going back to our viewers' rate to see if the show has made an impact in their lives. Before the break, we showed you highlights of Tony's red meat dilemma. Dr. Menga came through to answer imibuzo ka Tony. Here are some highlights of the advice he gave Tony wethu. What is it that's in red meat that can be so harmful to my body, to my system?
Well, there are a lot of things that are necessary in the red meat. It is, after all, a big protein. And if I were to talk chemically, it's myoglobin, myo meaning muscle. And it's a protein, it's a very big protein that is necessary for developing and strengthening our muscles.
So we need this?
We need this, but in good quantities.
Okay.
It's not just a myoglobin. We have vitamins in abundance. Vitamin B12, which is very important for the formation of our blood.
Yes.
We need that. The zinc, which is also very important for the establishment and sustenance of our immune system.
So, doctor, the way it sounds, this red meat is important.
It is important, but like anything else, if you take it in the right amounts, in good quantities, that is okay. But at the rate at which people we tend to eat or abuse meat, that is where the problem comes in.
So can you tell me, what is it that is dangerous in red meat? Because that's really what he wants to know.
Okay, let's start with a piece like this. This is red meat. Unprocessed, fresh. There are certain organisms here that are not suitable for your body. And that's one of the reasons why we have to cook it. And you have to kill those.
But I've heard, there's even more danger.
Right. If you cook your meat.
Yes.
It depends on the rate of cooking and the amount of heat that you apply in the cooking. So if you are going to cook your meat using extreme heat,
Yes.
that is dangerous, because most of these chemicals that I've spoken about, some of the myoglobin, can easily change into what we call lipolytic acid. And this is the one that usually becomes what we call a precursor. In other words, it's a starting point for something that can cause medical problems.
Okay, things like cancer.
Things like cancer.
Abantu abaningi bazofuna ukwazi ukuthi does it matter what kind of oil you use uma upheka inyama, especially red meat?
Well, I don't know why people have to use oils anyway, because meat itself has got enough oils.
Yes.
The least that you can do at least is to use, to marinate. You know, to marinate meat ahead of cooking. That also helps to dampen the, what we call it, in other words, it loses that ability, the dangerous ability to form things like cancer.
How much meat should a person take a week? Now, nyazi ukuthi uthona like a white meat or red meat.
Let me borrow this word from the alcoholics. There's an abuse of red meat in our families.
Red meat or just meat and
in general, we just abuse meat.
Yes.
And as if meat is cheaper. Meat is very expensive. Eating meat more than twice a week, it's just too much for your body. Your body cannot afford.
Bangakubulala la ekhaya ngiyazi la ku-SABC2 ama-viewers wethu asithandela inyama, badla inyama, vorsi, inkukhu, steak.
Even Jesus was killed for the truth, you know? So we can't be scared of the truth. Let's tell the truth so that people can save our people. More than twice a week. And when I say twice a week, I'm talking about a small portion. And I know you're not going to agree with me, you're going to fight with me. I came deliberately with a pack of cards. Per serving, it should not go beyond this.
Stop it.
I want to say 30 grams, but not many people can understand
the grams.
A pack of cards, that is what your body can process adequately per serving.
After Tony got advice from Dr. Menga, he implemented ama changes with diet yakhe. This is Tony now.
The last time everybody saw me, I was so happy when the doctor gave me good advice about my health, and I was ready to implement the changes in my life. Red meat was a regular thing for me as a bachelor. Every Sunday, I would make sure we go for shisanyama with my friends and eat as much red meat like there's no tomorrow. Every time when we go for a braai or shisanyama with my friends, I always have a box of cards in my mind as a portion of meat that I should have for that day. And my friends think it's outrageous. I came to a decision that I should cut red meat for good in my diet. Slowly but surely, I'm getting there. I can now go on for a month without eating red meat. I'm now eating more and more fruits and veggies. As a bachelor, I'm now proud to say I can prepare healthy food for myself, and remembering that I should keep away from deep frying. I'd like to thank Dijo Le Bophelo for a wonderful episode. I never thought that my questions would lead to cutting down and eventually stopping eating red meat. I've actually decreased the chances of having cardiovascular diseases, and also I've increased the chances of a healthy lifestyle. I thank you.
We saw your post, Nishitshela ukuthi you also made changes to your diet as far as red meat is concerned, and we are glad ukuthi senza umehluko empilweni zenu. One of our viewers who sent us a post, a good email all the way from Lesotho, who Mamaka, who says the show is fantastic, Siyabonga Mamaka, awesome and overwhelming. Usphuem Kalipi sent us a post on Facebook, na asitshela ukuthi uyayithanda le show yethu ngoba it's very informative. Monica, on the other hand, mentioned how she has stopped eating unhealthy food ever since she started watching Dijo Le Bophelo. Now, she eats lots of fruits and vegetables. Don't forget your lentils and your beans as well. Now, on to our next update. Sesahlangana noBroni a few months ago, she sent us a message asking Dijo Le Bophelo to rescue her. Let's take a look and see what she needed from Tin.
My name is Brani. I'm 35 years old. I live in Alberton and I like spending time with my family. I'm pregnant carrying this precious cargo of mine, not watching what I'm eating, and I'm having these weird cravings during weird hours of the night. So I fear what I eat, and I'm afraid it might affect my baby in a negative way. So Dijo, what food should I eat and what food should I avoid to have a healthy pregnancy?
Dr. Matlaka came through to give Uproni some advice. Here are some highlights from our conversation, not Dr. Wade. Doctor, why is it important for pregnant women to be careful about the food that they consume?
It's very important when you're pregnant to know what's good and what's bad to eat. You only feel as good or as bad as the food that you eat. So just as much as when you're not pregnant, the healthy food, that's what you need to eat, and avoid the bad stuff, the unhealthy food.
May I just ask you, what are the common mistakes that pregnant women make in terms of the food that they consume?
One of the biggest mistakes that they make is that they want to eat for two. At that point in time, if you're going to eat double of what you usually eat, you're definitely going to gain weight. And that's not good in pregnancy. It's got its own complications. You need to gain weight in a certain range. If you gain beyond that, then you've got issues. Cravings do happen, and are very common in pregnancy. It's usually due to either hormonal, those are the theories, hormonal effects of pregnancy, or the supplements that you're not taking. Like if you have deficiencies of minerals and zinc or iron, pica, for example, is one of the cravings, where you crave ice, you crave soil. What's important when you have cravings in pregnancy is that we need to check and see if there's any deficiency. If there's no deficiency, then the craving, we look at the craving. If it's something that is edible, then it's fine. Some people have got weird or very unnatural cravings, and definitely that's not allowed. But
as a pregnant woman, when do you find time to check if you've got a deficiency? So is it because maybe I'm craving too much of the soil that I should maybe go to the doctor and check?
Yes. So if you just go for your normal routine antenatal care in pregnancy, there's certain things that we do at each visit. And one of the things that we do pick up is any deficiencies. And in fact, we are proactive in this whole thing. We'll put you on supplements so that you don't have iron deficiency, and then you don't have pica. So that's how it works. Pica is basically the desire to consume soil or to eat soil. Some people express it by wanting to eat ice, but it's linked by and large to the deficiency of iron in the body. When you get pregnant, the body suddenly retains water and dilutes everything that you have.
Yes.
So the level of iron that you have now might be sufficient, but the minute you become pregnant and the pregnancy continues, you sort of dilute everything that you have. And that gives you an apparent deficiency. So that's why you need to supplement.
Earlier on, the common mistake with they're eating for two.
Yes.
I also thought that's the plan. I thought that was the idea. That's why I bad or cravings that is. I thought once ice or once into cheese. So what is it? Are they eating for two? Does the food go straight to enganin?
The food is processed by the body, and some of the proceeds go to the baby. Some of the proceeds go to the mother.
Okay.
The body is a very clever, institution.
It is, yes.
So if you go by your own hunger, and you don't have to eat double the amount that you eat, or you don't have to eat excessively. You'll naturally be hungry, and you will eat enough to be full. If you are guided naturally by those kind of instincts, then there shouldn't be any problem. And if you eat the healthy food, the so-called healthy foods in inverted commas, then there shouldn't be any problem.
When this show aired, we got a lot of thank yous from our pregnant viewers. Amongst them, Gauteng and Polokwane from Soweto. She was filled with joy when she tuned in waboni episode yet, because she was also pregnant at the time and never found change my eating habits. We went to meet Utembi to hear more about how the episode impacted impilo yake. Here's what she said.
Igama lami uThembi Nhlabathi, ngihlala eDobsonville Extension 2, ngina 35 iminyaka, ngithanda ngomama othanda abantwana bakhe. Ngomuntu othanda ukubukela iTV, ngiqale ukubukela iDijo Le Bophelo from episode yokuqala, ngathola ukuthi show esifundisa kakhulu ngokudla nehealth. Ngenye Saturday ngithe ngibukele, ngathola ukuthi badiscussa i-healthy pregnancy kukhona uDr Matlhaga. It was a very interesting show. Ngaleso sikhathi leso bengijabule kakhulu because of being pregnant and kudala ngifuna ukutshintsha i-diet yami ngidle more healthy. Kuleyo episode leyo uDr obewamenshina ukuthi ukudla okudlayo ungakufilisa good or bad. Ngibe ngafila ukuthi uDr ngathi ukhuluma nami because of bengumuntu othanda ukudla, bengidla kakhulu, ngithanda nokupheka. So benginalento leyo ukuthi mangidla sidlela abantu abayi2. Bekunzima ukuthi ngichange i-lifestyle yami yokudla because of bekumele ngichange ukudla kwami during my pregnancy. Ukudla lokho bengicabanga ukuthi ku-right, ukudla lokho bekungekho right uDr Makasho. Bengithanda ukudla okufana naboma-chocolates, fast food, fizzy drinks. Ngiyajabula ukuthi finally ngibe ngayenza utshintsho ngaze ngathola umntwana o-healthy, a baby boy. Ngithanda ukubonga ishow Dijo Le Bophelo because of ngigcine ngichange i-diet yami due to i-pregnancy. And then manje sengidla ukudla oku-healthy. Bekungekho nzima kangako the way bengicabanga ukuthi kuzoba nzima ngakhona. Ngiyabonga to ishow Dijo Le Bophelo.
Comments will keep us going because posts that we receive day in and day out prove that Tina Lako Dijo Le Bophelo, we are on the right track. I changed a lot of things in my diet too. Another person who wanted to learn more was Rose, all the way from Gauteng and Polokwane. Here's what she wanted help with.
Lina laka ke Rose wa Gamantsho ke ne le 26 years ya mengwaga ke tswa mo Polokwane mo Limpopo province and ke ratela modeling le go lebelela ga botse ke nna moswa o wa ratileng go ba in the spotlight go tloga ke sa lo monnyane ka gore ke tsebile gore tšatši le lengwe di dreams tša ka tša gore ke be in the spotlight di tlo phathega ke thomile ke tlhokomela ke sa lo monnyane ke tlhokomela ka mokgwa ke beng ka gona ke tlhokomela moriri ke tlhokomela ka mokgwa ke bolelang ka gona ka gore today ke gona ke thoma go amogela gore go tlhokomela ka mokgwa no la go thušitše because di dreams tša ka di bile tša phathega ke kgonne go tsenela di beauty pageants tše dintši ka kgone wina tše digolo tše ba re ke Miss Mamelodi Sundowns South Africa 2011 ye nngwe ya ba Miss Limpopo 2012-2013. Ke no phela ke le mo spotlighting and bontle ba ka bo important mo gonna because ke no phela ke kopana le batho ba bantši. Jwale ke tlapišitše go šomiša di product tša mohuta-huta tše di nturelang. Be ke nyaka go botšiša Dijo Le Bophelo o ne le di food remedies tše nka kgone di šomišang tše di ka nthušang ka bontle ba ka na.
Ukuphendula Rose, we invited clinical nutritionist and medical practitioner Gandhi Matsalo. Here are some highlights of what he had to say.
The fizzy drinks is the best way to damage your skin. If you don't like looking beautiful, you can go for fizzy drinks.
Wow.
Because you get a lot of phosphoric acid. There's a lot of sugar there. And because there's also too much glucose that comes into it, which makes your body to pump out a lot of insulin, and you end up converting much of it into fat. These fat cells that you have underneath your skin, they end up storing a lot of toxins, which may come out as pimples. Every time I see people eating like this, you know that, okay, maybe they want to buy lots of cosmetics. Because if you eat food that looks like that, the whiter the bread, what will happen is that because fiber is removed, it's highly refined. If you take it, you also end up with the same problem of having too much glucose, more than what you require. And that's not the only bad part of eating something like white bread.
Yes.
White bread stays longer in your digestive system because it sticks. I don't know if you have tried to make magwinya at home.
Yes.
And you see what flour does when you're trying to mix it.
Yes.
So white bread does exactly the same thing in your small intestines.
Wow.
It takes longer to come out.
That's why constipation also.
You become constipated. And all those toxins, you absorb them into your blood system, and the blood will the immune system will push them to the skin. The number one, you get a lot of uric acid from eating lots of animal products. We see people today, they'll have animal products for breakfast.
Yes.
As a snack.
For
lunch. For supper.
Yeah.
By the time you're going to bed, 2 kg of assorted animals.
Yes.
There right inside your body.
Yeah.
You produce a lot of uric acid, and you also get a lot of fat, which is called cholesterol. And again, all the things plus the growth hormones, because the current farming practices, they also inject a lot of growth hormones in cows so that they can produce more meat.
It's business for them, but they don't really care about what happens to our system. So that's why we must care about what happens to our system.
Yes.
Sengibuza wena manje wena ongakasibhaleli khona okuthize okufundile kule show yethu. Let us know ku-Twitter @Dijo Le Bophelo or on Facebook @Dijo Le Bophelo or ungilahlele nge-email dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Uma sibuye itolo, we meet a viewer who took the words of Gandhi Masalo to heart and applied ama tips that he gave. Stay tuned, siyabuya manje. Welcome back. Usasenami lagu Dijo Le Bophelo on SABC2. Before saying dollar, we reminded you of the tips that nutritionist Gandhi Masalo gave on beauty net diet. Charlotte, a viewer from Emidrand, says she was glued to the screen from the minute she tuned into Gandhi's episode. We went to meet Charlotte to hear more about how this episode helped her in terms of her beauty net diet. Okay, this is what she had to say.
Lebitso la me ke Charlotte Mphosa. I'm 23 years old. Ke dula ko Midrand and ke rata modeling. I'm a young ambitious woman o na phila a itšhebileng gore ke ja jwang, ke tsamaya jwang le gore ke apara jwang. Ne ke sa tsebe gore one day ke tla ba model. Ke itse letsatsi le lengwe ke dutse ko gae during the week. Ke shebile Facebook ya me. Ke mo ke bonang a promo ya Dijo Le Bophelo. Ba ntse ba bua gore they'll be speaking on food and beauty. Ke mo ge ke setang alarm because nna a se motho o tsoang ka di Saturday morning ke shebane le TV. But letsatsi leo ka ipotsa gore o itse keng ke batlo tsoga ke shebe TV. Cause ne ke ntse ke re ke batlo berekisa more of natural and home remedies for my skin. Ke tsogile go seng ke tshwere le phepha le pene ka Saturday. Ke batlo ngwala di tips ka go fela. Ne ke sa batlo go misa le selo se se teng. Wa itse letsatsi leo ne ke thabile kudu gore ke ithutile dilo tse dintsi. Dilo tse expect le khabo ne ba di dira. Ka nnete di a bereka. Dilo tse tshwanang le cucumber le di tea bag. Di phila di le teng ko ntlong. And di nthutile gore nka di berekisa for metlho aka gore a phile a le better and less puffy. Ke ithutile gore di fizzy drinks are not good for my health. And no, ke convinced gore ke tloele go dinwa because they affect her skin saka. Tlamele ke tlogele go ja di processed foods, ke je di fruits and vegetables because they're good for my health and perfect for my skin. I would love to thank Dijo Le Bophelo for this perfect episode. I'm a model and it came in handy, but you don't have to be a model to look good. Anyone at home can use these remedies. From me, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Awu isiphelile show yethu ke namhlanje, and that's the end of the first season ye Dijo Le Bophelo. Kodwa ngicela ukuntshela ukuthi it's been such a great season because of you. You made the show possible. Siyabonga. But kodwa niyazi ukuthi asikaqedi thina siyaqhubeka online. Asitwittane sithi @Dijo Le Bophelo or sifacane ku Facebook Dijo Le Bophelo or ung-email dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Noma usajele ngikhona ngila. See you next season.